different diets work really well for different people.
Yeah.
You beat your cancer with a, extremely high amount of fruits and vegetables. Were you eating any
Right.
meat at that time?
None. No meat,
Okay.
no chicken, no dairy, nothing.
So basically you were on a vegan diet, weren't you?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And I've met people who tried the vegan diet and it didn't work for them, but the ketogenic diet did. And so that's, I think, the biggest part of my mission and my message is to uncover all the information that could be helpful and help people, figure out which way they need to go. And like for me, with the Budwig and a ketogenic style diet, eating lots of fat, I won't gain a pound. I will not gain any weight. No. But see, for someone like you, if you're gaining a lot of weight, then, maybe that's not the best diet for you. So it really depends on your body type, your blood type, your age, your metabolism. There's all those factors involved.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you mentioned ketosis, I think, if I remember right, back when I worked in the hospital in medicine back in the 50s, ketosis was something that you wanted to avoid in patients. Is that right?
Yes, and there's a new attitude about it now.
Oh.
Yeah. One of the big, probably I'm not an expert on it, but I'm pretty well read on it. I'd say one of the probably top experts in the world on it is Dr. Thomas Seyfried, who wrote a book called, I believe it's called Cancer as a Metabolic Disease. And it's a big, massive $100 book, literally, full of research. But he's one of the big experts on the ketogenic diet and has written a lot and studied a lot and researched on it and all this stuff. And it's very interesting stuff. It's working really well for certain types of people. So it's just another little piece of information to file away.
Right, yeah. Well, for a while everyone thought that you had to be alkaline too, but then Dr. Gonzalez, his whole theory is that there are people that are alkaline and that people who are acidic, and that if you get away from that balance, then you need to move back to it, and that's how you deal with cancer. And so he says that there are certain cancers that are a result of being too acidic. One of them is lung cancer, and one of them is breast cancer.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm very acidic. And so I have to work on staying alkaline.
His research and work, and Dr. Kelly's as well, that he continued on, that ties into exactly what we're talking about. Because according to their research and their results and their practice, Dr. Nicholas Gonzalez and Dr. William Kelly, what they have found and believe is that solid tumor cancers like breast and lung, like you mentioned, are the result of being too acidic, and that blood-based cancers like leukemia and lymphoma are the result of being too alkaline. And they have 10 different diets they put their patients on, ranging from pure 100% vegan to a very basically a ketogenic diet, just a bunch of meat. And again, they're dialing it in. They're making it very patient specific. He's very big on enzymes, has a very, very detailed enzyme protocol, very big on getting the nutrition of the patient dialed in so that they'll thrive. And I really think that's where the future of cancer treatment is going. I mean, I really think he's on the cutting edge of individualized patient, treating the patient, not the disease.
Well, the ketogenic diet then would not be for me because I don't tolerate a lot of meat. I don't eat meat. I haven't I haven't for 25 years. I haven't eaten meat. I eat some chicken and I eat a little bit of fish, but I worry about the mercury, and I don't eat anything that's farm-grown because of the toxins. But I don't deal well with a heavy meat diet. And when I had to go on, when I was a doctor put me on a high protein, I didn't deal well with that either. So I do well if I stay with a lot of fruit and vegetables and, you know, my nuts and a little grain. I don't eat a lot of grain either.
Me neither.
But the nuts, but I don't deal well. I tried meat at a neighbor's house. They had a party, and it was the first time in 25 years I had beef, and they had chunks of beef in it. And it took a week of aloe vera and everything else to get my digestive tract back so that it was operating normal, because it just tore me up.
Well, I think that's a good lesson, too. I mean, obviously, you've got your diet pretty dialed in. I mean, you know what works for you, what doesn't. You figured it out over the years. And I think there's probably people listening to this right now who maybe have digestive issues, maybe they have chronic fatigue, maybe they have acne, you know, they just feel lousy all the time. And I want to encourage anyone listening to examine your diet, because what you may be eating, it may not be quote unquote unhealthy, but it might be unhealthy for you. So you could be listening to this, you could be a vegan and feeling awful. Maybe you need to be a meat eater. Or you could be eating a lot of meat and feeling awful and lousy and no energy. Maybe you need to be eating more plant-based food, even vegetarian or vegan. So there's wisdom in that information.